Good morning and welcome to the City of Harrisburg Bureau of Police new officer swearing in ceremony. My name is Derek Moody and I will be your program host for today's ceremony. I would like to start off by just giving my couple words here, and I'd like to officially welcome all of you to our family here at Harrisburg, and I wanted to thank you for wanting to be a part of our family. For the new swearing-in officers, they've chosen a very old and noble profession. And my deepest respect goes out to all of them as well as their families for choosing this career path. As I've had an opportunity to interview each and every one here, I know that you've all chosen very wisely and will enjoy a great calling in the profession. And with that said, I would ask everyone to please stand for the posting of our colors and remain standing through our national anthem and our invocation. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now our invocation by Reverend Dr. James Jackson, the senior pastor of Goodwin Memorial Baptist Church.
May we bow our heads. Dear, merciful, and all-wise Spirit, we thank you for being in this place. We thank you for this occasion. We ask now that you come and grace us with your presence. Bestow upon us a sense of order and justice and mercy. We are many faces, many races, but one community called Harrisburg. For this we say thank you. Amen.
Thank you. You can all be seated. Again, welcome everyone, and I'd like to now make remarks from our Chief of Police, Commissioner Thomas Carter. Commissioner.
Mr. Mayor, State Representative, Superintendent Jacobs, to everybody else here, I want to welcome you to Harrisburg on a wonderful, cold, and wintry Harrisburg, Pennsylvania morning. Such a great day that it is. Today, we have 9 officers, 9 young men and women that are going to take the oath of office. What does that mean, to take an oath? Well, it's a burden. It's a burden because you're pledging to do something that you know is a heavy burden. Right now, police work is a heavy burden because unlike the military, police are attacked around the clock. Every state, every city, 24/7. You don't get an opportunity to rest. In the military, there's a thing called peace. In the States here and around the world right now, police are looked at in a different light. But I can tell you something. One of the main reasons why we hired the young people that you see over there is because they bring something special to this work. They bring a good, calm attitude, a good, calm disposition on how they want to be to the citizens of this great city. They understand that police work isn't all about arresting people, locking people up, but they understand and they demonstrated that they have the calmness, that they have the knowledge and the wisdom to try to calm a situation down, to try to be a resource to those people that they are serving. They understand that education and compassion is what this country needs right now. They understand how to build that bridge. And I thank them for that. That's why they are hired, because they all brought something special to the table, interview table. And I believe it's because of the families, because of the parents, because of the qualities that you have taught them. They understand that people are people, and people are not perfect. And they are not perfect, but together we can try to make things better. So with that being said, when they take the oath of office, you will see a change of them. We have some that are already certified. We have some that would be going to training to get certified. Please be patient with them. Please be patient, because they're going through a transitional period, that's going to be tough on them. We're going to ask an awful lot of them. But I guarantee, in the end, you'll be proud of your loved ones. I also want to welcome a detective, retired friend of mine, Detective Matt Taylor. It's good seeing you, my friend. And with that being said, thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. And now, a message from the Mayor, the Honorable Eric Papenfuse, Mayor of the City of Harrisburg.
Thank you all. First, I'd like to say a warm welcome to the Pennsylvania State Museum. Thanks for coming out and braving the cold today. To all the family members that are here, a special thank you to you for not only offering us your sons and daughters and brothers and sisters and siblings and other family members, but for inspiring them to a life of public service. I note that several of the individuals we're swearing in today come from long lines of distinguished police service in their own families. And I have to say, we truly have some of the best and the brightest that we could ever possibly imagine in this recruitment class. In reviewing the biographies last night, I saw the commitment of service to our country. I saw the training and the skills which each of these individuals possess. And we are very fortunate to have been able to recruit them here to Harrisburg. And it's a competitive process, an extremely competitive process, and we've done very, very well. I'd like to acknowledge our state senator, Mr. John DeSanto. He's sitting over there in the second row. He's a strong supporter of the city and was able to also brave the cold coming over here from the Capitol this morning to be here. And I wanted to just start by saying that it's going to be a very, very exciting year for the Harrisburg Police Department. If you're not too familiar with the city, we've really grown and come back. We're engaged in something of a renaissance and a rebirth of the city at large. We've had not only balanced budgets, but we've begun to build up a surplus. And this year, we're taking millions of dollars of that surplus and we are investing it back in the police department, specifically in facilities and things like new patrol cars, which will be welcome, and new radios. Almost $1 million in new radios alone for our police officers. We're also investing in a new substation in Allison Hill. Demolition on that has begun. That should be constructed by the end of the year. It's going to be a really quality work environment. And we are looking to relocate our main facility in the downtown, which is an older building, into the neighborhoods, into uptown Harrisburg, and that project is underway. So there's a lot of change, a lot of positive change, positive investment in the department, and we're very fortunate to have terrific leadership. And I want to acknowledge that we have a new commissioner, that's right, in Thomas Carter, who was recently promoted to commissioner of the department, and we have a new deputy chief in Derek Moody, who was recently promoted to deputy chief. So they embody everything that I believe is important about a Harrisburg police officer. They are committed to keeping our community safe and to working with the public to inspire confidence, and they are role models that I think will train your sons and daughters very well. They're going to have a terrific, terrific experience here in Harrisburg. So it's customary at these events before the swearing in for me to introduce the new officers, and I'm just going to give you a little bit of information about their histories and backgrounds. You can find some of this in the program, but I want to highlight it because it really shows you what an extraordinary class this is. So as I mention your name, would you each stand just briefly individually, and then you can sit back down, and then we'll swear in afterwards. So Officer Kingsborough, would you start? Officer Kingsborough was originally from the West Coast, and she joined the United States Army as a healthcare specialist and served in southeastern Afghanistan, as several other of these officers did, as a combat medic. When she got back, she went to Hack for nursing, where she was on the Dean's List. And one of the things that's very impressive is that she is certified already in CPR and as an EMT, and is fluent in both English and Arabic. What a great resource for the department. Thank you, Officer Kingsborough. Next we have Officer, yes, let's give her a round of applause. Officer Taylor, if you would stand. Officer Taylor is from Mechanicsburg, PA, went to Cumberland Valley, so a local. He joined the PA Army National Guard, and in 2016 and 2017, he was deployed to Jordan, where he served our country very well. And he was inspired to become a Harrisburg City police officer by his father, already acknowledged by our commissioner, and that his father, Matthew Taylor, who's here with us, who is a retired detective from the Harrisburg City Police Department. So thank you for continuing that honored family tradition. Officer Howell, if you would stand. Officer Howell grew up in Milford, Pennsylvania, also enlisted in the United States Army, and has made several combat deployments to Afghanistan. Interestingly, he began working as a deputy sheriff already, and he's a graduate already of the Sheriff's Academy, where he has completed 760 hours of training and has certifications in first aid and CPR. So look at that. That'll serve us very well as we move forward in a new career as a Harrisburg police officer. Thank you. Next, we have Officer Boddington, if you would stand. Officer Boddington is from York County, Pennsylvania, not far from here. He also went to Harrisburg Area Community College, Hack. He's Act 235 certified, and he graduated, as you might expect, with an associate's degree in both criminal justice and in law enforcement. And he has already successfully completed training as a pre-service cadet, which is really terrific, and was inspired into his career by his own father as well, James Boddington, who has been a police officer for over 40 years. So we're really continuing the generations here. Thank you, Officer Boddington. Next, in the next row, we have Officer Mackey, who is from Scranton, Pennsylvania, also a criminal justice major. And he has been a member of the Northeast Pennsylvania Crisis Intervention Team, as well as the Lackawanna County Drug Task Force. And interestingly, he's already been a police officer serving in another municipality in Virginia Beach, Virginia, where my wife's family is from, where he focused on street-level narcotics, firearms, gang-related crimes, and he's already had a lot of advanced training in various areas, and this is going to benefit Harrisburg tremendously. Congratulations, Officer Mackey. All right, next we have Officer Tenney. Officer Tenney is from Connecticut, and He got inspired early doing an internship in Connecticut in the field of criminal justice before he got his degree in criminal justice from the University of New Haven. I also went to college in New Haven and love it. He has recently completed a second internship right here in Harrisburg with the U.S. Marshal Service. So he comes with that particular background and experience and will be a wonderful addition to the Harrisburg Police Department. Thank you. Officer Tenney. All right. Officer Cortellazzi, if you could stand, and you are our born in Harrisburg and a graduate of Bishop McDevitt High School and HAC, Harrisburg Area Community College. Interestingly, you've already worked for the Dauphin County Emergency Management Agency, and you were most recently employed protecting, I guess, this building and the Capitol complex as a member of the Pennsylvania State Capitol Police. With that came important trainings and SWAT school and membership in the National Tactical Officers Association. So we're glad that you're coming over to the Harrisburg Police Department, and we appreciate your background and commitment to public service. Thank you. Officer Cortellazzi. All right, next we have Officer Ward. Officer Ward is from York County and went to Red Lion, and has a background of serving in retail and in the environment of working in downtown York, Pennsylvania. I think that experience inspired him to want to take his calling to public service to a new level, and we're honored that he's chosen a new career here in policing, and we think your background and commitment will serve you well here in this job. Thank you, Officer Ward. And finally, Officer Coover, who is from Mount Joy, Pennsylvania. Yes, applause for Officer Coover. He received, this is really interesting, he attended Nashville Auto Diesel College, in Nashville, Tennessee, a wonderful place. He has a degree in automotive collision repair and refinishing. And if you know anything about the police department, you know that will come in handy. Oh, boy. And interestingly as well, real skilled craftsman and has worked as a millwright in York, and just comes with that particular background, which I think really will be an asset to Harrisburg. So thank you for coming on board, Officer Cooper. As you can see, that is an impressive group. And we have 9 officers before you here. We're looking to hire at least 20 this year, so there'll be a whole other class in the spring. That's a lot of new hiring and a lot of growth for the Harrisburg Police Department. Actually, we've hired a lot of officers over the past 4 years, and the department itself has undergone a real transformation. But we've brought in, as I say, the best and the brightest, a lot of wonderful, energetic young people, and they are remaking this department in ways that are going to benefit us for generations to come. So, all right, we're going to swear you in. Are you ready? Okay, I think we're going to do this in 2 batches. So if the first row would stand and come to me. Do this as photographically as possible. And you raise your right hand, and you would simply repeat after me. There you go. You would raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, say your name, do solemnly swear that I shall support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States of America and the Constitution of this Commonwealth, and that I will, to the best of my ability, discharge the duties of my office as a Harrisburg police officer with fidelity. Congratulations to you. Well done. The second row please come forward.
Solemnly swear that I shall support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States of America and the Constitution of this Commonwealth, and that I will, to the best of my ability, discharge the duties of my office as a Harrisburg police officer with fidelity. Congratulations.
If you would all rise again, that's going to conclude the swearing-in portion of it. We're going to move to the benediction.
May we bow our heads. Dear merciful and all-wise God, we come now to say thank you for these your servants who have stepped forward. We ask that you dispatch your angels to watch over and to guide them. We ask that you give them an extra portion of your grace and mercy and wisdom. We ask that you give them fortitude and determination to act when needed, but the courage to stand down when not needed. We ask, Father, for your angels to rest on their families, to calm their hearts when they're out on duty, and to know that by your grace they will return home. Now, for everyone who's under the sound of my voice, for all the officers, protect, keep, and comfort them, Father. Finally, brethren and sisters, be ye comforted. Be of one mind. Be of good cheer. Live in peace, and the God of peace and love will dwell with you now and forevermore. And everybody said, amen.
If you would just remain standing for the retiring of our colors, please. That will conclude our ceremony today. I'd like to just invite everyone across the street to Alecco's Pizzeria. We have some light refreshments and finger foods for everyone in attendance. And I ask you guys to just hang tight for a second, and we'll give you certificates if you guys want to take pictures and stuff like that. We can kind of go from there. But that will conclude our ceremony. Thank you for spending time with us today and coming out for our ceremony.